What is up, you guys? Escalato QZ back again with another weekly news video. This is probably going to be the second to last video for the year. So yeah, let's just jump right into the topics. So our first story is coming from The Completionist. Now, if you haven't heard, over the past couple of weeks, both Some Ordinary Gamers and Carl Jobs have been exposing Gerard and his charity fundraiser, the Open Hand Foundation, where over $600K weren't being donated. Now, Gerard released a 19-minute video responding to the allegation, and towards the end, he said this.
Saying that we are fraudsters, that what we are doing is illegal and constitutes charity fraud, that we are using my dead mother's name to potentially embezzle money and steal is categorically false. I should have been more transparent about the money not being donated, and that's on me. But my family and I have not done anything illegal, not before then and not since. And as mentioned previously, we have correspondence from the IRS to prove that. Furthermore, my family and I are in serious conversations with our legal teams regarding next steps, as the allegations that have been made with complete disregard for the truth of the matter. These allegations were made by individuals who self-admittedly aren't even financial or legal professionals. These allegations are slanderous, and we believe were done with selfish intent. They have directly jeopardized the safety of me, my staff, and my family, and that is not okay. I want to reiterate and specifically address that both the foundation and I have been accused of forgery, embezzlement, and charity fraud. The allegations imply the foundation forged tax returns because they weren't physical signatures on them when we e-filed them, or that we altered numbers to hide income or expenses. We can account for every single dollar received and spent in the last 9 years. We do not have anything to hide. And due to the overwhelming amount of people who have been instructed to file complaints to the IRS and Department of Justice, we understand an audit may be coming, and we welcome it. Content creators and influencers should be held accountable when faced with serious allegations. However, the narrative can get taken so far away from the truth that the court of public opinion supersedes fact. I recognize and take accountability for all of my actions. At the same time, I am not going to let my reputation be compromised by allegations that are not true. I own up to my part in this, but I will not be painted as someone who is a con artist and embezzler. I won't be someone whose name gets tarnished without putting up a fight. I owe it to my friends, my family, and myself to stand up to this situation right now.
Now, obviously, this caused both Muda and Carl to respond, with Carl's video being more brutal of the two, as it pointed out Gerard's usage of his mother's death when promoting the Open Hand Foundation, and even in his video response.
Let's start with the Open Hand Foundation's formation. When my mother passed away in 2013, we donated her brain and spinal cord to the same academics and doctors we worked with to further advance their research. There's a link in the description to her autopsy report that confirms her brain and spinal cord were both donated to science.
I hate to say this, but it needs to be said. The way Gerard uses his dead mother is sickening. When investigating Gerard, I had to watch clip after clip after clip, year after year after year, of him constantly bringing up his dead mother every single chance he gets. He uses her to try and gain sympathy, he uses her to try to get money, and he uses her as a shield against criticism. It is utterly disgusting.
He also points out the inconsistencies pertaining to the Twitch subs, donations, and all that.
Income from Twitch subscriptions and bits, along with merchandise, have offset some of the production costs. So to say the money is missing is simply wrong.
This was shocking to me. Does Gerard not understand that he is admitting to embezzlement here? To be clear, a charity using donations to cover expenses isn't illegal. It's totally normal and common. But that's not what Gerard did. Gerard lied to the public and said that this money was going to charity and that he wasn't touching any of it.
You can do bits, you can do subs, you can actually donate money. If you are more like, I want a material thing, you can do a shirt, you can do a coin, it all goes to charity, it's all great. Bits, subs, YouTube memberships, or YouTube super chats, anything that supports us is going to the foundation at the very end.
As a reminder, all bits and subs, including Amazon Primes, go towards the charity as well. So it's all a pass through, all going for a good cause.
Subs to other people, you can buy subs for yourself, you can give bits, all of that goes to charity. You can buy a t-shirt. We have a challenge coin that can legally be considered a weapon. If you throw it, it's very heavy. All of this stuff is going to charity. Income from Twitch subscriptions and bits, along with merchandise, have offset some of the production costs.
And not only did Gerard say this many times, it was plastered on screen during the entire event for multiple years. What you need to understand is that Gerard isn't a charity. He is an individual. When you give a bit or a sub to his Twitch channel, you aren't giving money to charity. You're giving money to Gerard. Gerard said, "Give me money in the form of bits and subs, and I will give that money to charity." He told his fans and people that look up to him, "Entrust your hard-earned money to me, and I will give all of that money to the Open Hand Foundation." But you know what happened when everyone gave Gerard their money, assuming it would go to charity? Gerard said, "Fuck you, I've changed my mind. I'm going to spend that money on something else. I'm going to spend that money on something that directly benefits myself. This is again textbook charity fraud and is the literal definition of embezzlement.
Now after this, Gerard lost tons of supporters and people quickly called him out on Twitter, with people just ripping him apart, and even one of the gaming companies that worked with him removed him from the game. In all honesty, it's sad seeing someone like Gerard, who had such a loyal fan base and content creators who spoke nothing but positivity about him, lose all of that within just days. I'm glad Gerard isn't doing any charity events from here on out, but he did say he's going to keep doing Indieland, which, I mean, I doubt any indie developer would want to work with him after all this. I mean, at this point, his name is tarnished, and I don't really see any way of him coming back. I mean, even in his interview with Muda and Carl, he said this.
Pulling one thread about the charity thing is going to upheave my entire life in a way that scares the living crap out of me. And I don't want to go home tonight and tell everyone, hey, there is a gigantic thing coming to claim my career, and you all have to close down and find somewhere else to do. I know this is shitty me to say this. I'm not trying to ask for sympathy or anything, but this kind of stuff, I mean, I've been following your guys' stuff for years. The stuff with Billy Mitchell, Carl, the stuff that you've done, Muda, with tons of content creators over the years. Like, there's no nuance to this. People are going to see this, and they're going to immediately go, that Gerard guy who's been nice to a bunch of people actually isn't very nice overall. Fuck him. Let's get rid of him. And that's the thing that I'm terrified the most, because I don't have the power or opportunity for that. That's not in my control. I've got nothing in my pockets to do that. I have nothing. And so that's just where my head's at. I just want to be able to create content and do good in the world, and this is just going to... It's even if I survive this somehow, even if this is like, people are like, well, whatever, that's how it is. It's going to take the passion out of what I do. People aren't going to trust me ever again. I'm not going to trust myself ever again. And I'm just going to walk away from all this. Like, this is like me being like, great, so I'm out.
Also, it's pretty pathetic to threaten legal action on Muda and Carl, because if it wasn't for them, who knows how long Gerard would have kept this straight up. I mean, the guy knew for a year, and yet he still promoted Indieland like as if nothing happened. At this point, any respect that I had for him is just gone. Our next story comes from Dream. Now, Dream is a big Minecraft YouTuber who mostly does speedruns and do YouTube videos with people like Quackity, Tommy Innit. They do kind of like a Dream role-playing kind of thing. But anyways, over the years, Dream has been involved in many controversies, from cheating speedruns, from overreacting to very small situations. However, the most damaging are grooming allegations. Well, you see, Dream finally responded to all this stuff in an hour-long video, with him even showing how easy it is to fake evidence, as a lot of the evidence and allegations that were being brought up against him were fake. Just take a look at this.
XQC, I know you're probably watching this. I want you to address this. What do you have to say for yourself? It's irrefutable proof. Look, here it is on a second phone. Prove to me you didn't send me this video. Or you're a pervert. Forever. And everyone watching this will now know it. Or Pokimane, you've been getting some hate for your cookie prices recently. And I don't mean to expose you, but you did say this to me. And I think that's disgusting. What do you have to say for yourself? What more proof do you need? I also have the cookies she sent me and a signed note from her. This is irrefutable evidence. You get the point. I made all those pieces of evidence in 10 minutes with only free programs.
Now, a lot of people's reaction to Dream's video has been positive for the most part, with it addressing everything in great detail, and also if you want a specific thing that he was involved in, he timestamped it, so that's nice. However, as you guessed it, some of Dreams' crazy haters weren't too happy with the video, as apparently the video was either monetized, or apparently he didn't address his racist remarks or his political views, which, I mean, dude, nobody gives a shit. I mean, one of them even re-uploaded the video just so he doesn't get monetized, even though he said in the video description that he was going to donate all the money he makes from that video to charity. I mean, if re-uploads get striked down, which I hope they do, good, alright? Literally, you're fucking scummy for that. However, the other set of people that weren't too happy were the people getting called out in the video, as commentators, supporters of Dream, some of his crazy fans started to rip into them, with some of them responding back by doubling down, or kind of backtracking but still kind of sticking to what they said, just, you know, in a different way, or some of them leaving Twitter alright together. Which, yeah, you tried to ruin this guy's career multiple times. I don't feel any empathy for the hate you're getting. Now, the question is Dream innocent? Of course he is. Like I said before, this video addresses every situation he's been in, and hopefully He can be just left alone and move forward. Like, Jesus Christ, just leave the guy alone. Our next story is rather a sad one. Recently, a game developing company called Insomniac was recently hacked. And for those that don't know, Insomniac is the company behind the Ratchet & Clank series and also the recent Spider-Man games. Well, a group of hackers stole a bunch of data containing gameplay of the upcoming Wolverine game, a roadmap from now all the way up until 2030, and also private info of previous and current employees, along with much more. They demanded over $2 million in ransom or they would release it, and Insomniac refused to give them any money, and just a couple of days later, they released everything. Now, I'm obviously not going to be showing any of the gameplay or even some of the screenshots from the game because a lot of people both on Twitter and TikTok have been getting copyrighted by Insomniac themselves, but it's out there unfortunately. Now, judging from the gameplay, it looks fun and good as well, but it sucks that instead of getting it unveiled in a big presentation, it's revealed in a 480p video on Twitter. But from that leak, we learned that their next set of games are a Venom game in 2025, Wolverine is actually coming out in 2026, Spider-Man 3 2028, a Ratchet & Clank game in 2029, and an X-Men game in 2030. Yeah, no Daredevil game at all, like I hoped. That sucks. Now, there was also other info revealed, like what a potential plan for a Venom game is. Apparently, the playable heroes would be Venom, Miles, and Peter, and the villain may be Carnage. But then there was also plans for what the DLC for Spider-Man 2 is, with it maybe being about Carnage and Beetle. I'm not too sure yet, only time will tell. But Insomniac did put out a statement saying while they appreciate the support the fans have been giving them in the Wolverine game, they are fierce that this happened, and even though a bunch of data was stolen, they do plan to continue forward with the development on Wolverine and will reveal more when the time is right. And honestly, this whole situation is terrible. It's sad to see a company like Insomniac go through this, especially a company that puts out great games consistently and respects their fans, which is very hard to come by these days. Hopefully the people responsible for this act can be brought to justice. Oh man, I hate this one. Okay, so this is our final story for today. It's none other than Twitch themselves. Yep, Twitch is at it again. You see, a streamer by the name of Morgpie decided to do a stream topless with the camera just above her tits. Then, as you guessed it, more female Twitch streamers started doing this, with them oiling themselves up and just doing that. With Twitch somehow implementing a new category called artistic nudity. Now, as you guessed it, it was a complete disaster as this only lasted for 2 days. 2 days! And Twitch put this statement out saying that they apologize for implementing this rule and that they didn't mean to cause any confusion. Confusion, my ass. The website literally became a porn site for 2 days straight. That's why they changed the rules, because it looked bad. Now, even though Twitch changed it back, people are still streaming naked, only this time there's a twist. There's a black bar covering them. And Jesus Christ, can we stop? Like, I'm seriously sick of seeing this shit on my timeline. Now, interestingly enough, I want to point this out, and I'm sure not the only one here, but Amouranth also jumped in on the trend. Yeah, she joined on the black bar trend. You know, if memory serves me correct, wasn't she a victim of abuse recently with her boyfriend because apparently he made her do sexual content against her will? Yeah, so much for being a victim, huh? Now, anyways, here's the crazy part though, and you know, I am not surprised that Twitch is doing this because let's be honest, they've always been sexist, but Boogie and a couple others joined in on this trend, and believe it or not, they got banned, and they were only being naked for 3 minutes. Supposedly, it was, with Boogie anyways, it was for nudity, even though literally you couldn't see anything because the guy is so fat. And yet somehow, there are female Twitch streamers that are only getting 1 or 2 day long suspensions. Like, at this point, Twitch is just a failing ship ready to blow up at any fucking moment. Like, literally, they're just one step away from becoming a family-friendly porn site if they keep this type of shit up. I mean, this seriously alienates any of their current Twitch streamers and future ones as well. And also, the rule system is just bullshit as always. Again, I won't be surprised if Kick or Rumble overtakes Twitch in this aspect. But anyways, I'm sorry to end off in this story, but not that much news. I know I could have covered the Hunter Avalon stuff, but I really don't care for that guy. That guy's a total loser. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out my other videos. More weekly daily news will be coming in the future. I think this is the last one of 2023. And yeah, just like the video if you dislike it, like the video if you enjoyed it. And with that being said, I am out.